Here we are, gamers. We're playing F1 2020 once again, and today we are here in Spain at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for today's video, and we're gonna just do a race in Spain. That's kind of the point of this video. And yeah, we're gonna see what we can do here. We're racing as Valtteri Bottas in the black Mercedes. Ooh, God. Try to get to that corner, we just could not get through there as well as we probably should have. And let's see what we can do here now. In qualifying, we're currently in third. A little bit late on the DRS opening there. Try to get on it early. And I'm getting on it late. We have the fastest sector there of any car, any driver out here. It's very close between Hamilton, Verstappen, and myself for that pole position. It's really going to come down to who can get through some of these last few tight turns the best here. Looks like we're going to probably end up with third here in qualifying. I believe we will. I believe Verstappen got pole. So we will get third here in the Mercedes. Not brilliant,
and with qualifying complete,
to say the least.
Review our top three today. Verstappen, Hamilton, and Valtteri Bottas.
Nice. Verstappen got pole. Things you like to see. Things you like to see. Things you like to see. Still waiting for the Ferraris to get yeeted in this game, though. That'll be funny. What race is up next after this? I believe it's Italy, right? Believe Italy is the correct answer. Let's find out. Then let me check my phone.
I don't think we're in for a quiet one today. It's race day.
Yes.
Here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya.
Monza. No, wait, Belgium. Belgium's next.
It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-meter sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack.
It's Belgium.
Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but let's run you through the driver grip.
Belgium. I forget about Belgium being in there.
Okay.
Turn on overtake mode instantaneously. Try to get that little extra boost from the batteries off the line. We can go to the inside here on Verstappen. We've already passed Hamilton, but Verstappen's going to come back here at us. Activate ERS one more time through the corner here. Side by side with Verstappen, but we're going to end up having to not make that pass there yet. But here we go. Once again, trying to close up to that Red Bull. It should be doable in a Mercedes. It really should be. Hamilton got passed by Leclerc back there. That's surprising. Hamilton fell back on the start. Of course, the Ferraris are better in this game than they actually are in real life. So that's something you got to remember, that the Ferraris are more powerful. They're kind of... The power of the cars in this game, it's kind of based off of last season and kind of a little bit of preseason testing mixed in there, but pretty sure a lot of it's based off last season. That's why the Ferraris are just so strong with their engines.
All right, we're looking good so far.
Because normally this game, you know, they have the performance set by when the release comes out of what the car should be for the season, because they've had enough time. Because, you know, you'll have about 8 to 10 races. So probably after the Italian Grand Prix, we might see an update come out. Really get a feel for the performance, because at this point there's only been 5 races. So probably when we get to race 7 or 8, Italy or whatever the next Italian Grand Prix is called, I don't know. There's like 3. Monza or Mugello. One of those two we probably should see there being a performance update after that. That's kind of my guess. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that you have to race the game with the cars not being entirely accurate, but if you play career mode, it's not that big of a deal. But at the same time, I guess, well, when I say career mode, I mean like my team. But at the same time, I guess it could technically be, because the Ferrari engine is going to be that much better. But upgrade your engine enough and you'll be good. Because think about it, the performance of the cars change throughout that anyway, so it's not accurate after like season 3 or 4. You're really getting into, you could have different cars being the top cars, being powerful. And
Great work. That's a new fastest lap.
so we just hit the fastest lap. ERS here, or DRS is enabled here on lap 3. We've been using ERS throughout the race here, and we've really kind of just checked out, myself and Verstappen, from Leclerc, Hamilton, Sainz. Sainz is back there. Vettel must have dropped back a little bit then. They got the McLaren up there in 5th. And that means that Albon dropped back because he qualified in 6th, though. Sainz making some moves up there into 5th in that McLaren. We got to be a little bit closer to Verstappen here in the detection zone. I think that we possibly can keep ERS on. I don't know. It was very, very close. We will get DRS down this back straight, though. We've used a lot of ERS, though, to try to get that DRS. So that's going to be a problem here down the main straight. Good thing we should be able to harvest a decent amount of energy here with the Mercedes through this section. It's not like when you're playing my team early stages and you haven't really got that developed yet. I know my car, even being in the best car in the field in season 3, it's still not necessarily there for harvesting.
You'll be on the mediums.
Really just trying to work towards Verstappen here. We're almost out of ERS, so we just have to turn that off.
Increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
Hopefully we can jump him in the pits, but who knows what we can do here. Actually, it's going to be hard because Hamilton's going to get called in first. Because that's just the way the game calls drivers in. Typically, it doesn't call you in based on where you are on the track like you normally would. Like, if, a race was happening like this in Formula 1. Obviously, Hamilton's the main driver on Mercedes. Bottas is not their main guy. But in a situation like this, if Hamilton was 4.5 seconds behind and Bottas was challenging for the lead like this, Mercedes is definitely going to favor Bottas in that strategy. They're not going to yeet him and their chance at second place, maybe the win, to try to get Hamilton up there. Where the video game just says, anybody that's the number 1 driver pits on this lap, anybody that's the number 2 driver pits on this lap. Just the way it works. So racing is Bottas, you're going to be the number 2 driver. So you're going to see myself, Leclerc, both stay out for a lap, and then you'll have Albon stay out a lap as well. Those are the top 3 teams. So you have Verstappen, Hamilton, and Vettel should all pit on the first lap of pit stops. So I'd be very, very surprised if we pit the same lap as Verstappen. I mean, maybe the game throws everybody for a loop, but
You're going to start losing some tire grip around now.
here on lap 5, we're a few laps away from pitting. I think the window says 6 to 8, so probably lap 7 or 8 we should see ourselves under the pits. Get our 1 stop here out of the way. Of course, doing 25% races, you don't ever see 2 stops really being used. There's just absolutely no need for it. One thing I think that's interesting about the black Mercedes here is the way that the light shines on the top. It still looks silver. It's very, very interesting. Like, from this part of the angle, it still looks silver. I thought I'd check. I'm like, did the game yeet the black Mercedes again? But no, it's just this angle looks silver. Go to the side, it's black and blue.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
We are pitting this lap. Interesting. We've definitely fallen behind Verstappen a little bit, though. We're out of DRS range. We're kind of just doing our own race here. Too far behind Verstappen to do anything. Too far ahead of Leclerc and Hamilton to get challenged by them. Then we can hope for is maybe in these pit stops we can spice things up a little bit. Try to catch Verstappen in the pits, and maybe later in this race we can get a safety car if somebody crashes out big enough. Or just happens to have an engine problem at the right moment. But I wouldn't bank on a safety car happening, but... You know, it's not a bad strategy, though. Safety car comes out, you're right back up there. Rich mix, overtake mode, you're good. So we are coming into the pits here. This time the game told us to come in early. Oh, that really just destroyed us. No, absolutely not. We're not accepting that. I'm not accepting the game resetting me because it drove me into the pit wall. That's not something we're doing. So here we go. Nobody's pitting yet. We're going to be on an earlier pit stop than anybody else. Vettel and Albon pitting behind us. Interesting, bit of a shake-up there.
Look after these tires now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
So here we go. We are going to be currently in 9th. We have one really, really strong lap here, I think. This out lap has to be good. We cannot let Antonio Giovinazzi get near us. That's not something we can do. We gotta try to get as fast as we can around here. See that time going down to Stroll. That's good. That's what we want to see. Get her to pass one of the Mercedes cars up here. See what we can do. Must have been easy for them to make the racing points in this game, though. Because all they literally had to do was just copy over last year's game file from the Mercedes and put it in this game.
Lewis is in for a stop.
Alright, so Hamilton's in the pits right now, along with Verstappen and Leclerc. So that's what we see right here. Verstappen's done with his pit stop. Here we go. What are we going to do? Can we do an undercut? Is it going to work? It will not work. Verstappen's going to come out even further ahead of us, or just about the same that he was before. Hamilton has been able to pass Leclerc, though, so that's good to see. Our teammate moving up in the race here. We have absolutely nothing for Verstappen in this race. There's no way we're catching him.
Car ahead is coming to fit the mediums. Car ahead now running medium tires.
Like, there's just no way. The only thing we can really hope for is that Perez stays out longer and really just holds him up here for a lap or two. We might be able to catch on the basis of that, because Perez is going to be going slower on those old softs. So through these corners, we really got to do something with this, because Perez is going to hold him up through here. It's absolutely brilliant. Perez is holding him up, pushing him back towards us just that little bit. Awesome lap there. ERS really used up there. Get in through this corner. And we just killed it. We just absolutely killed it through that corner. We just tried to go too fast. I tried to go way too fast to that corner. Didn't let out of it and just spun it right out. Verstappen is just going this race, dude. There's no catching him. He's just been so quick through this whole race, and there's really just been absolutely no way that we're going to get near him in this thing, so. Guess we'll try to settle for second here. It's really all we can do at this point. Try to settle for second, try not to make too big of a mistake that lets Hamilton catch up more than he already has through my traveling through the grass on the outside of that corner there. Verstappen with the fastest lap of the race there. We were 3 seconds slower.
Gap to teammate behind is 2.5 seconds.
And as you can see, Verstappen pulled out by 3 seconds. Hamilton gained by 3 seconds. There it is. Absolutely your answer there for why those gaps are like that now. Three seconds in both directions. Not what you want to see happen. Carlos Sainz is out. Is he out in a spot that's going to bring out a safety car, though? No, he's not. Carlos Sainz will not be bringing out a safety car in that location. That's unfortunate. That's really our only chance of catching up there. And Hamilton's right on us now. We're not going to have to... We're going to have to do a little bit of defending here against Hamilton because we are not secured with this P2 yet. Our second place on the podium is not secured just yet, and Hamilton's closing in. 1 lap newer tires. And he hasn't made mistakes the last few laps like I have.
Yellow flag. Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Fastest time through Sector 1 of anybody in the entire race so far. That's good to see. Right there on the red and white curb. Same here. Just take these corners absolutely brilliantly. What are we going to do now as we head towards sector number 3? Can we secure another fast lap there? No, we cannot. Just slightly behind the fastest time through that sector. Or my best time through that sector, at least. Here we go, out of this corner. Hamilton's going to be within DRS range down the main straight. That's going to be a problem. Back on the gas through there. Very, very nice.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tires need to go the distance.
Ooh, that front one there is a little bit of a yikes, dude. You can see it's really heated up too. Absolutely just heated up the hell out of that tire, dude. 227. We're really, really using that one up. Not sure why. Not sure why it's so heated up, but it is. We'll see if it heats up more through this corner. Slam on the brakes here. So now it's cooling down a little bit, trying to get that temperature to come down in the tire. But now if we're going to heat it up through here again, not brilliant. Overtake mode activated here. Hamilton's going to be right on us. Back to rich mix. It took 4% away just that one lap, dude. Hamilton's going to come at us right here, right now. Contact between both of us. Hamilton's out of the session. Hamilton crashed out. That was completely on him. That was 100% on him. Because as you can see, I pretty much just keep my line. I mean, you can see I'm just turning with the corner. And from his angle, he's just going straight. Like, he came in and kind of took himself out there. That had nothing to do with me taking him out. I was really hoping for a good fight with him, but I mean, I went wide, but I took a line to that corner, and he just. I don't feel like that was on me at all. Really looking at it. See it from this angle here. Contact there. Right into the wall. Tire comes through there. Big smash in the wall, honestly. Really, really big. I mean, watching it from this angle, he really goes super wide right into me. It's not the first time that Mercedes teammates have crashed into in a similar section in Spain. So Lewis Hamilton's out of this race. His car has been cleared, no safety car for that. But now our position here in seconds pretty much confirmed. I really thought Hamilton had a shot to pass us, but he just made that. He made honestly a bad move.
Lewis has stopped the car. His race is over.
No, really? They are very willing to go for risky moves, and that was right there. Just one of them, just that you don't want to see. You don't want to see your teammate go out like that. You don't want to have a crash like that. But you know, unfortunate situation there to have your teammate get taken out in a race, but. He went for a type of move you don't really want to go for, and it's unfortunate. Here we go through just a couple more laps here. Hit a little bit of the gravel there, and it's kind of going back to being Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull in the top positions. Sainz went out. He was up there in 5th or something, but dropping out of this race. And ultimately, Hamilton did as well. So here we go, just a couple laps left in this race, and we're just kind of going through the motions of finishing this one off, because there's just no way we're going to catch Verstappen. There's no way we're going to get caught by Leclerc. So just go through these last few laps here and wrap it up. I've enjoyed doing the Spanish Grand Prix. It's been quite fun. Make sure you guys check out
You're increasing the gap on the
our NASCAR video coming out later in the day where we do Daytona International Speedway. And we're going to race both NASCAR Heat 5 and Project Cars 2 in that video as we take a look at the Daytona Road Course, which is not in that game because it's not a normal NASCAR track. So we're going to take a look at that in Project Cars 2. Then we jump and do a race in NASCAR Heat 5. And that's going to be something very similar we're going to do here in just a couple weeks in this game as we see other tracks add to the calendar. 4 at the time of this recording have been added to the calendar that are not in F1 2020. So we're going to have to use Project Cars 2 to make that content work. So that's going to be pretty interesting, pretty fun. And I'm excited to check out some of those new tracks and see how they are to race. And of course, also jump on here and continue to do races for you guys in F1 2020. So be on the lookout for that in a couple weeks when they go and do races in other tracks that are not in this game. So the 2 races in Italy, the Nürburgring in Germany, and whatever races in Portugal. We're going to race those. And then we're going to do... So we're going to do a couple laps of each of those tracks, as we did in our Daytona video coming out today. We did, I believe, 3 laps. So we're going to do 3 laps of those tracks, and then jump on to F1 2020 and do a race here. So that'll be fun. Of course, before that, we do have Belgium and Italy to do, but in just a few weeks we'll do that. In about a month, actually, it should be from now. We should do that. So that will be quite interesting and quite fun. So here we go around the last corner to start our final lap of the race. We're going to put it into rich mix. Let's use up all the fuel that this car has for us here. 8 seconds behind Max Verstappen. Nothing we can do there about that. But that's going to be that. So, of course, there is a week off for F1 before jumping to the Belgian Grand Prix. So next week, there will not be any videos of this on Sunday, but we will still be doing a F1 2020 video next week. We're going to do the U.S. Grand Prix, one of the tracks that got yeeted from the calendar this year. So we're going to do that race. That will be quite fun. And that's the plans for next week. So no race video on Sunday, but sometime during the week, expect to see F1 2020 from the U.S. Grand Prix. So here we go, just trying to go through the last couple corners here. Been kind of a boring race, honestly. Couldn't really catch Verstappen. Hamilton got near us, took himself out. Kind of just drove around. There really hasn't been that much going on. Just kind of driving around myself. Max Verstappen wins for Red Bull Racing. And also gets the fastest lap.
Great work. Well done. We're really happy with the podium here.
I will take second here in Spain. Not ultimately what I wanted, but we did gain 1 spot. It's always nice to see Red Bull get a win, even if it's just in a video game. But yeah, there's really nothing I could do. Max kind of just pulled away from us in the first lap and was gone. That's really that. I mean,
Today's winners, the team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
Like, he just absolutely out of nowhere just kind of pulled away. There's nothing we could do on that first launch. We got near him. We were side by side down the straight. I think that if I maybe went and used the ERS a little bit longer, got a little conservative with that, that definitely affected us. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed today's F1 2020 video from the Spanish Grand Prix. And we'll see you guys in the next one.